Hey, what's up, my people? This is Kevin Mahong. I'm rolling with Juice, and hey, we got the Tigers players up in here. We're not rolling from my crib.
Man, we are in
But
a
we're in
very
a different
beautiful,
crib.
setting. That's real.
Even
That's
better,
real.
man.
That's real.
Sports team. Thank you very much for allowing us to be here. Thank you to the Tigers for inviting the break, and thank you to all the players. We got some amazing players that we want to
Yep.
have a chitty chat with, And yes, this might not be live, but ultimately everybody gonna see it,
Of
right?
course. Of
Yeah,
course.
man. So what we've decided to do is to really just talk about the break, what it is that the players are bringing to the party. We know all they do is play, and maybe they got something else coming out after their careers. They need to think wider than just playing. But right
Absolute.
now, we need to
Absolute.
get to focus on only playing.
The job at
Because
hand.
the job at hand right now is to go and get it.
That's real.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like right now, Juice, you want to introduce our guest,
Of
and
course, man.
let's find out what his break is all about.
I think he's one of the most recognizable faces within the game right now.
That's right.
We all came to know him through the BNL when he played for the Tshwane Suns.
Yeah.
And, we've seen him grow within the game. And, a few years later, here he is showing up as a Cape Town Tiger. And definitely one of the people whose journey you can appreciate. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we've got we chilling right now with Somosa Timber, Nyambos.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the break, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and so Moose, I mean, just to get in there, man. I think a lot of people right now have been more curious about your transition from Tshwane Suns to now the Cape Town Tigers.
Yeah.
Do you want to speak a bit on that?
To make a long story short, Tshwane Suns benched me in the semi-finals and we lost. And now I look for a better team, and I found exactly that. And that's where I am right now.
That's right.
And playing at obviously with the Tigers. I mean, you got international players that you have to compete with,
True.
learn from. I know you said earlier on in some of the Q&As that were happening on stage, you said you're learning. But how do you feel right now compared to a year ago or 2 years ago?
To be honest, I always felt like I'd end up with a team that appreciated my talents. And when it happened, I didn't even think twice. As soon as I left my team, I knew I wanted a better team. And when Vincent and Dunja told me, come to Cape Town, I got a team for you, I didn't even think twice, man. I came here, and it was exactly what he told me it would be. Like when he called me up, he said, "Yo, this is serious, man. If you come here, you better be serious." I was like, Vince, when have I ever not been?
Yeah.
So when I came here, it was exactly that, and I hit the ground running, and I've improved ever since.
A little earlier on, you said if you say something from your heart, you might cry. What is that all about?
I really love basketball, man, and look at me crying now.
That's right.
I really
They
love
say
basketball.
Tigers don't
and
cry, but this one you can, man.
absolutely.
I take it
Absolutely.
very seriously, and I spent a lot of my years training by myself, with no one watching me, with no one giving credit to my efforts. And as soon as I came here, that's exactly what happened. I mean, I've had coaches and players from South Africa not recognize my talents, and as soon as I came here, a man from America, a coach from America, realized my talents and told me, "Yo, you're great."
Absolutely.
Something no one else ever told me here.
Absolutely. And
And
let me
I
tell you,
appreciate that.
to your point about training alone and all that. So my office is there next to the Virgin Active in Alberton, and now and then I'd see you walking up to the Virgin Active,
Yeah.
and I'd tell some of my colleagues that, yo, man, you all need to see this man walking past right now. That's one of the next best in South Africa. So, and I love the dedication that you've always had, and this is it coming now 360 to start paying off, because there you are now getting the recognition that you've always
Yeah.
worked for.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say hats off to you with that, man.
Thank you,
I
thank
mean,
you.
we've seen some of the impact. We've seen, the progress and the growth more than anything. I think the one thing right now that everybody needs to appreciate, even outside of basketball, is how you guys have now grown so much,
very
within a
true.
space of a few months,
It's very true.
and that's something that one can definitely say it's a life skill and a gift that you are at this position right now.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, man. I've always said, and I think it got to people's feelings a bit, that I've always said I'll be the best player in South Africa one day. And I always told the best players that I felt were the best players.
Yeah.
I've always told them that I'm going to be better than you one day. And I think they felt a certain way about that. But to me, it was like, yo, I just want you to know that I'm looking up to you, and I want you to know that when I become better than you, I'll give you credit for making me better.
That's
you
right.
know? And they took it a different way.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah,
And I think that's the thing about passing the torch.
yeah, they don't want to pass that.
Nothing will be given to you. And for the part that you are giving respect to some of the elders and the players that came before you, it says something about your own ambition within the game.
Yeah.
And again, credit to that, because, if you're sitting there all shy and quiet and not say anything, but you are stepping out and saying, guys, thank you for everything you've done, and this is me now coming in to take my place within the game.
That's
and
true.
you're certainly doing that. You're certainly doing that. So hats off to that again.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying, man? This is probably one of the heartfelt interviews that I've had. This is special.
Absolute.
I think when we say be behind the Tigers, it's people like him that we are behind. Obviously, other people are probably passing by. He's going to stay here, and his talents are going to stay here. Even after basketball, whether he plays overseas or come back, he might come back home to lay his brick. Right now, his brick is playing, and you can see what it is that we're talking about when you can hear and feel the emotion coming out of the love for basketball.
Heart of a nation, man.
My brother, I wish you the best, and I hope that you guys, represent yourselves and South Africa, and bring back the championship.
Look at these
be
kids,
all behind
man.
you.
How can we not represent?
Beautiful kid, by the way.
Look at this.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and I really pray that may your dreams be answered in many ways than one, and that when you go out there and step on the court, you must remember this moment.
Absolutely.
That you're not just doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for South Africa as a whole.
It is for South Africa, man.
All right, man.
Much love.
You heard
Much
it.
love.
This was the most amazing, deep
Absolute.
interview, man. So we'll go to the next one. I don't know it's going to be anything like this. Thank you very much, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Moose. Peace, bro. Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Right. Let's grab another player.
All right, we're good.
Grab another player.
Where's Elvis?
That's right. Yeah. We're going to talk about all of that. And as Tori comes out here to join, he didn't know about the break. Now he's about to know about the break. But
Of course.
let me tell you about the interview that we just had, man. This guy's he spoke from the heart. And that was amazing. I mean, for a second there, I also wanted to drop a tear.
Let me tell you, we criers.
They say tigers don't cry. I'm not a tiger. I don't cry.
And that's a beautiful thing, because when you realized some of your dreams starting to come true, and you've been putting in the work for so long,
right?
And it's no wonder you see a man like that, shedding a tear, because this is everything that he's always dreamt of. Man, we can only be happy for Somosa and what everything has become of the game for him.
So if he doesn't cry, he's kicked off the chair.
This one doesn't cry.
The hardcore man. Yo, this is your mic.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we got the next man up.
It's on, baby.
He's got a lot of nicknames. He's got a lot of nicknames in his life, man. The Momeledi Express, Shoki, So they called him the fastest man on the basketball court at one time, man,
after me.
The one man fast break, So and I think a year ago or something like that, he had a boot camp going on where a lot of people would go out to Mamelodi, and they'd go
I was invited, by the way, and I figured I was never going to last a minute.
I was invited as well, and
picking up tires.
that was such a beautiful experience of people getting to know Mamelodi. Go sightseeing and doing all these things at different sites, man. And I think that was one thing that put him in a different, in a different spectrum where the game is concerned, because he's not just the fittest and fastest player on the court, but now here he is, giving an opportunity for more people to focus on their fitness and everything like that, So Lihlogonolo Tulu, welcome to the break, man.
Thank you, the brick.
Yeah.
You know what this break is about?
Yeah.
It's not when you shoot.
That's real, man.
My share, my foundation.
That's right. And that's what it's about, man. You've done whatever it is that you've done to try and build basketball. But tell us about the Tigers, man. What's your feeling about this right here? The fact that you guys are playing for qualifiers, the fact that you could be playing in BAL.
The feeling is it's challenging mostly because we're from harsh beginnings, harsh environments, and growing up, you really think about where am I gonna go with this. You really think about what's next.
Absolutely.
You're not sure if this thing's really gonna happen. There's no one guiding you. All you see is basketball being played, but you don't see anyone making money out of it or making a living out of it. All you hear is history, history.
That's right.
Negative stuff. So there's this cloud that we grow up under, this fog that we fighting against. And when you get this opportunity, when I got this opportunity, it was like, oh, am I really?
Am I dreaming?
Yeah, like, am I really going through this? Am I really? Did I break the fog? Did I really? Am I going where when I was a kid?
I
I
dreamt
thought,
of.
yeah. Am I really? Is it conspiring now? Because it's the world of the unknown.
That's right.
Yeah, so we don't know what challenges we're gonna face the next day. All you do is hope. And then COVID came amongst the, so you always try to be positive. Boot camps helped me to actually stay positive. Hence, I started all the boot camps because I wanted a reason to stay positive, to stay because of the where we're from, like harsh environment. So I feel like everything is just now conspiring the way it needs to, through hope, prayer, through, changing ways holistically, whether it's praying, whether it's how I interact with people, whether it's what I post, the things I say, how I walk. Like I had to restructure my life and realign to the universe and, start taking other, I got to a point where I knew that everything that I've been doing isn't working. How do I now do things different? How do I now start doing things that can work, that can give me results that I want to see? Because there's this Tlogi that I want to meet up with. This Tlogi is in the future that I want to see, that I want to be in. And this Tlogi, I needed to envision that Tlogi, put him there and look at him and chase after him. Literally get to that Tlogi. And the best way to do that, I really had to now start reading books, start asking for advice,
Speaking of advice, there was a time that we were at the slaughterhouse.
Yes.
And we had a little moment on the
Yes.
side of the courts, and you wanted to get some advice from me. I don't know
Yes.
if you remember the advice. I remember it very well, but I want to find out if you want me to repeat it or you want to tell everyone out there what the advice was, because I believe that we were on the verge of losing the Tlogi that was fearing and fearful of life. And right now, what I'm hearing is a totally different man. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember. It was just under the rim. You were inside the court. I walked up to you, and your words were, "I got it. Like nothing can stop me." And you believe, "Oh, it's my time now. I must just get rid of the smallest things, like my weed smoking, drinking, change my lifestyle." Restructure my life. And because I know your insights and because I know the things you've achieved, I had to look at myself that way and say, okay, speaking to this successful man in front of me, it's a privilege. So how do I go about this? And I feel like right now, I'm going to have the things that you have due to, just because I'm in contact with you, and I was able to take that, put it subconsciously to sit there. So every time I actually go out of line, I need to now subconsciously bring that conscious into conscious and say, you know what, Bra KB said, and this is what made him the man that he is today. So in order for me to achieve whatever I need to achieve, I need to change those ways. I need to really consider that and really like act to that. Not only think about them, not only, and it was very fearful. That was a moment where, hence I came to Slaughter actually, because I really needed to get away from that fear that, what's going to happen when I get to Cape Town? What's next? Hence I came to you for advice, and I really needed to hear such words to actually confirm that I got it, because it was scary for me, because I've never had that opportunity, All opportunities we've gotten have been crushed on the way. So that one thing people don't realize, those things actually bring you down.
Correct.
Yeah. And if you don't have the courage to actually go and ask, those things will sit on you for the longest time.
That's actually...
Those things will hit you every day on a daily. You'll live in that fear. You'll live. And now right now it's about when I'm fearful, I'm like, okay, like I need to do what I gotta do in this fear.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that I learned over time. They talk about you gotta trust the future. The reason why we are fearful and the reason why we don't do well in life is because we manifest what we feel.
Correct.
And happiness and trust is a choice. You can literally trust that whatever you're going through is what you must go through to be a better person.
Absolutely.
And I think I'm talking to him now as a totally different man that I spoke to earlier on when we were at Slaughter, and I'm really, really glad that you found the light. My man, best of luck, and I hope you guys win. And we'll definitely be keeping tabs. We'll be supporting. We'll be talking about it on the break.
Absolutely.
And this should be the turn of the tide. This right here is the turn of the tide. I mean, I've never seen this in a very long time unless it's done by the NBA.
Yes,
and
that's
now
right.
this is the club that's doing it.
We just recently had the NBA Media Day with all the different teams, So you're following that, and now all of a sudden we've got a Media Day right here,
That's
So
right.
it's so beautiful. It's so
Thank you so
beautiful,
much,
and,
man. I think Tloki, we want to interview a few other people. I'm sure there will be so much to talk about when you guys either come back or after the qualifiers, whatever the case may be, and we'll have a much longer interview. Good luck and all the best, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Grateful for this.
Yeah.
Much love, brothers. Proud of your journey, and absolutely, like I said earlier, it's like we're speaking to a completely different man.
Totally different.
I was not even aware of that conversation you had,
Yeah.
but I already told him that I see such a big contrast to what, to the conversations we've had before. So trust, everyone is proud of you.
Transition.
Absolute. Everyone is proud of you, my man, and best of luck with everything.
Thank
even
you.
outside of basketball.
Thank you.
Absolute.
All the best, my man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So you heard
Yes,
it
sir.
from Tloki. Tloki Tolo, he's one of the young players who I've been playing. I've played against him. I've played with him. A man that just loves basketball to the core. And I suppose, I guess, anybody and everybody that loves something like this, it's something that you love.
Absolutely.
To the core.
And you appreciate the growth more than anything, because I remember in his first season in the BNL, when certain team managers would always have his name at the tip of their tongue because there's always complaints and. But now all of a sudden, a few years down the line, this is the matured young man that you're seeing, very much focused and in line, with what he wants to achieve. So you can certainly be proud of that.
Well, we're looking for. Let's see if we can grab another player. It doesn't matter whether maybe.
Maybe Ra.
Let's see. Let's get one of the American boys or the Paris boy. He's a yellow bone like me.
He just said something very interesting, that he recently found out that his grandparents were born in South Africa.
That's something I want to find out about.
So now it's very interesting that he's very emotional about being in South Africa.
Really?
Because
That's so
so we'll have a chat with him later and.
Right. So,
and
brother,
see what we can
you
get
doing?
out of him. Peace.
Yeah, come join the break, man. There's your mic. I must stand up. Or maybe I must
Put a cushion aside.
Yeah, stand on this right here. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm doing good, man. How you?
Good. How you feeling today with the media?
I'm good,
Yeah,
man. Good jersey unveiling. Team, everybody here. I can't complain about anything. I'm having a great time. It's a good day today.
Yeah, man.
Absolute.
Tell us about your journey to here, man. Being in the NBA and all, and now you're here, wanting to go back again.
Yeah, man. I took this opportunity and put my trust in Ralph, to get me there and get me to the next level. And he put his trust in me to, hopefully win the BAL. So we kind of got a mutual goal, and I know he's well connected and he know the type of player I can be. And, before being around the culture I've never seen before. And, that was just one plus for me, like on top of me trying to get back to the NBA and do stuff like that. So, when I got the offer and I got the call, I couldn't turn it down. That was really my main reason to, coming to play with the Cape Town Tigers, just to get a diverse culture, see something different, and still be able to, accomplish my goals that I set out for myself.
Yeah.
Talk about the gap between your last stint in the NBA to now, in terms of what's been happening there that has now gotten you here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of overseas ball since I've been in the NBA last. So that was probably like 2-3 years ago. I've been playing overseas since. I've been to Australia, Dominican Republic, Europe. Been to a lot of places, and me playing in those type of places led me to, like I said, meet Ralph, and I've been to Europe and Dominican, and me putting up numbers and playing there. It somehow, some way got to Ralph. I honestly think that if I would have never, been to those places and did what I did, I probably wouldn't have got connected with him. So, everything kind of happened for a reason, man. Like I said, it's been like a 3-year stretch, 3-year gap since I last was in the league, and I'm still having fun with it. That's kind of one thing that I try not to let myself do, is get down on myself because I'm not playing in the NBA at this time, and I know I'm still young and I can still get back. So I kind of carry that with me everywhere I go, in that same mentality. And this particular organization in this place in South Africa, Cape Town, this is probably like the best place that I've been overseas to where I really feel like I can get to the next level. Of course. So yeah, for sure.
Love to hear that,
Most
man. And in
definitely.
fact, that was my next question, to say, you've been around the world, but how is it to be in South Africa? I mean, we got our own challenges, and everybody thinks that you come to Africa and you see lions and elephants.
Yeah, lions, and it's just gonna be desert and trees and land. It's actually cool. I tell everybody that asks me that I relate it to home.
Right.
It's the weather is hot. I'm from Los Angeles, so
there
the
you
weather
go, Cali.
warm, hot. People speak English. We not different at all. We damn near the same color. So, it's just like home, man. This is probably like I said, this is the best place that I've been overseas wise. Where I feel like I can relate and I can still be myself. And Ralph is a player's coach. So I don't have to sugarcoat or hide who I am to Ralph just to be here. And he understands all the players well. So that was another reason why I put my trust in him. So being here, it's great, man. I can't ask for nothing better for real. Like I said, I just want to get back to the NBA, and hopefully I can help win the BAL. The team, we gonna win the BAL, and that's it.
Don't you feel there a little bit of pressure to be the guy who's leading the team, and obviously the international players are the ones who we are putting the load on, because our guys are not as experienced as you guys, so whether we win or lose is on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't take it as like pressure on my shoulders. We gotta all do our part and play our role. Everybody on the team. So I feel like if I do my part, and if I put 100% in to do my part, Ben do 100% to do his part, and the other players do the same. We gonna do what we gotta do, and I don't see us, losing. I don't see us losing. Especially the qualifying tournaments to get to the BAL. I think we got that down packed. Our chemistry. I only been here a couple of days, but I feel like our chemistry so far as a team and camaraderie just been so good, and it's only gonna get better, over a couple of weeks. And like I said, as long as everybody do their part and they know they role on the team and put 100% effort towards it, we gonna be straight.
Salute. No.
You're good. You're straight.
Man, listen, I'm excited.
Me too.
There's a lot of excitement, and I'm just wondering about the fanfare in Cape Town itself. Like, you're walking down the street, everybody recognizing you guys and everything like that.
Yeah, when I landed in Cape Town, I was only there for a day. Then we had to travel here to Joburg.
Yeah.
But we ate on the waterfront as soon as I got off the plane. Me, Ralph, and the coaching staff, we ate at some restaurant on the waterfront, and already my first day there, I see people like Billy Preston, like, welcome to the Cape Town Tigers and stuff like that. So, it was crazy that they already knew me. Like, it's my first time out here.
That's right. That's right.
And I've never been to South Africa in my life. So just for people already here to know of me and, know that I'm here to play with the Cape Town Tigers, it was a great feeling, man.
Absolutely.
So I'm ready to get back to Cape Town, actually, just to see get a little more experience of that.
Nah, man, it's all love. It's all love, and we keep saying that the basketball community, as big as it is very much compact. As
Most
well.
definitely.
So you've got an entire nation that's behind you guys.
Most definitely.
Rooting for you and looking forward to the victory parade.
For sure.
When we
I'm looking forward to that part too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolute,
hopefully
man.
that comes.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Thank you for being on the show.
Nah, thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate y'all a lot.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Best
you.
of luck.
Thank you.
And we look forward to celebrating.
Of course.
As
Facts.
we
Soon come. Of course. Soon come victory. Soon come.
There we go. There we go, man. Good luck with
Appreciate
everything.
Cheers, man.
Good luck with everything, Billy.
Ciao.
For sure.
Heard it
for
from
sure.
Billy the man. So starting to feel like this thing is really happening,
It's
man.
really, it's really happening, and that's the excitement
I'm
of
really
it.
getting excited.
Listen, man,
Really getting
that's-
excited.
And we keep saying, we keep going back to the part that we've been waiting for this. Basketball in South Africa has been waiting for
It
this.
needed this.
So
It needs this.
more than anything now.
Almost feels like when the NBA opened up offices here, you almost felt like, oh my goodness,
course, man.
some amazing things are about to happen, but it got stuck in the politics.
There
And
we
I'm
go.
hoping this is not going to get stuck in the
Man,
politics.
this is where all of us need to get behind and punch through everything so that we make sure that this attains the success that we are all already envisioning. And the moment it does that, it will be so much easier for the rest of basketball to transition and get into that flow.
Where's the wine? Come sit here, you. Come sit here, you. You see now.
He ain't gonna
sit
come
here,
up
you.
if there's no wine.
How you doing, man? Yeah, come sit here, you. Yeah. We didn't bring the wine because, if we go crazy with the wine, we might catch the place.
Man, trust.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man.
Yeah? How does it feel to be a Tiger?
Man, it feels good, man. The last time I was a professional, I think was in. Oh yeah, the last time.
Thanks, Captain.
The last time I was a professional, I think it was in Lithuania.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good feeling.
So this is your regular thing, professional thing is your thing.
Yeah.
Been around the block, baby.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's a good feeling, and yeah, I think we have a really good chance because some guys played in the NBA, some guys in Europe, Lithuania, France. Some guys, in Africa too, Afro baskets, So yeah, we really need to incorporate the game because basketball is different everywhere. America is more dribbling, Lithuania is more
Passing
moving the
around.
ball. In
And
Africa,
people shouldn't sleep on Lithuania. I mean,
Absolutely.
this is one of the top.
I think the whole
top
of Scandinavia,
teams. That's
actually,
right.
yeah.
So when you
Yeah.
say Lithuania, people better respect that.
Of course.
Yeah. So we just have to incorporate all these basketball styles because you can't just win with an NBA style only.
Correct.
Because basketball is different everywhere. I'm sure you guys know Angola won for like 30 years and Nigeria had NBA players.
Correct.
Because it's just totally different basketball.
Formula.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to ask before you go, and I know you got a lot of questions for my man
Trust
there.
me.
Let me tell you something. Like when I watched the finals, right?
Yeah.
You were the guy that basically threatened the possibility of the Tigers being here.
Yeah.
And then next time I see you guys practice, you were at practice with the Tigers. What went down?
I mean, I live in Durban, so with the Nuggets, I used to fly maybe once a month or twice a month, play games on the weekend, and go back home. So yeah, I'm South African first, man. Whether Nuggets qualify, Tigers qualify, at the end of the day, these guys need to understand you need the best 8 South Africans. Even now we have a strong team, but I still believe we could have added a few more players from South Africa, just to make the team stronger. But yeah, I'm South African first. Whichever club needs me to play, I'll go play.
So the transition was no issues. It was like, God bless you, go out there, go play, supportive, everything good?
Yeah, I mean, Ra and Relton and all the management team, they welcomed me. And with the players, there's been no...
Did they buy you out?
And no. It was just a clearance, man. Because as it stands, Cape Town Tigers is the only professional team in my eyes
Correct.
in South Africa. There's no other professional team. So as a South African, when you play for other clubs, you kind of know that, so you don't expect much. You don't demand much. Yeah, you just have to play ball, because I mean we just play ball for the love of playing basketball. We don't. Most of us don't really play for the love of money.
No. And that's what matters in this.
Absolute.
Yeah, something for Momeledi.
The love of it, man.
Yeah.
Jobe, talk about your little stint in Little. I don't mean any disrespect.
Yeah.
But your time in Lithuania,
Yeah.
coming back to SA and playing, say, BNL,
Yeah.
and now being with the Tigers. That entire transition. And is there anything that you can compare between what you used to go through in Lithuania up to now with the Tigers?
Well, in Lithuania, man. I mean, it's a basketball country.
Sure.
They take everything seriously. The drills, just everything is just top level. So when I came back, it was kind of difficult, because I mean, those guys I play with there, some of them are in the NBA currently, and most of them are playing in the Euro League.
Sure.
So if you train with those guys for months and months and months, and then when you have to come back here, there's some things you see in the game which other people don't see. You might even do a turnover. Maybe you saw something, but your teammates doesn't see the same thing.
The detailing,
yeah. So for the transition to Tigers, it's similar to Lithuania. I mean, because you have some imports, who've also played, who know how it's like. You don't need to teach a lot while playing.
Sure.
You guys can just maybe understand each other better. Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
You are known as one of the more outspoken players, on a lot of issues that
Yeah.
basketball continues to face.
Yes.
And I think it was sometime last year when you took to social media
Yeah.
to fully express yourself in terms of what you felt we should be as a country, if I
Yeah.
may. What's your stance now with all of that?
To tell you the truth, my stance hasn't changed much, because I've represented South Africa from under 16, and under 18, under 20.
Correct.
About levels. I have experiences. Where I mean, of places not being booked. You come back, they take away your kids.
Hold on one second. I just want to say we need Ben Uzo, and I know we live. Ben Uzo and what's his name from Paris basketball?
Evans.
Yeah, Evans. If we can have the two of them, I think they're about to leave, so that we can interview.
Yeah.
Evans and Ben Uzo. We live, but like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I see they were
cool.
on their way out.
Maybe you can sell Chris.
Ben Uzo and Evans. They're about to leave now. I saw them walk out. Yeah, Ben Uzo
Yeah.
and Evans. Yeah.
So Ankutla, no,
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I know we're still live. Excuse me?
team captain. Yeah.
Captain, yeah.
We'll
Ben
do,
Uzo
Yeah.
we'll do
and
Peter and.
We
Yeah,
do this thing on the
we'll-
fly, man,
we'll do
because
Peter,
like this is
yeah.
live, and sometimes you gotta do what
Yeah.
you gotta do, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
you can't now stop people from
Absolute.
get people leaving when you
That-
gotta grab them before they go. But
that's the beauty of what
Yeah,
we
yeah,
do.
yeah.
that's the beauty of what we
Beauty
do.
of what we do.
Yeah.
This show is about what we call it the break, right? It's like bring your break, what it is that you bring in to come and build basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think you've done an amazing thing, and we always try to get South Africans on this show also to come and tell us what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that you've gone overseas, you've come back, you've brought your break, and you're in one of the top teams in South Africa, you'll be building basketball through your talent. And we wish you luck. We wish you the best. And I think you're gonna do amazing things, my man.
Yeah,
And,
man.
Any last words for your South African brothers out there, your Durban brothers, your
They must just hope we
Tigers?
qualify, because it's gonna make things better for other
Absolute.
basketball players. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We hope
Absolutely.
you play to win. So I
Absolute.
guess you will be winning, because
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that.
a loss is not an option.
Yeah.
Last
We're
Definitely,
going, we're going all the way.
Yes, yeah.
All right, my
Absolutely.
man.
Thank you very
Good
much,
luck, guys.
T.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ben Uzo!
We got. I think we got.
We got Ben
We
Uzo.
we got. We got Ben.
Who's that?
We got Pete, Mr. Peter, Mr.
Team
Peter,
captain. Yeah.
Pete Double.
How you doing, man? We can rock Africans real quick, right?
Let's not do that.
I can't even speak African, so.
But nah.
Pete Double.
Yeah, P squared.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Very good. Very
Thanks
good.
for having
Peter.
me.
Welcome
Thank you.
to the brick. You know, the for the past few years, you know, you've been doing your thing over in South America.
Yeah, I've been. I mean, obviously, I had stints in Africa. I've been in Europe. I've spent a lot of time in South America. Yeah, so.
For sure. And talk about the transition back home.
Yeah, it's a little different, man. Obviously, just getting adjusted sometimes to the level of basketball that you're seeing here, and a lot of times there's certain levels of frustration that comes with it.
Sure.
You know, certain things I gotta understand, but that's also why they brought me back.
Correct.
Not only to bring my level of play that I have, but also my experience and to be a teacher as well. To a lot of these guys that haven't seen the bigger stage outside, that hasn't been involved in what international basketball really is. So. Stuff that in the States is engraved into our brains as 13-year-old kids.
Correct.
In terms of basketball knowledge and basketball IQ, that guys here aren't taught.
Yep.
This stuff isn't taught to guys here, and that's the problem with SA basketball still. I feel like at the moment there's not enough education and teaching of the sport. We both, everybody knows here that basketball isn't that high on the list of importance when it comes to the government on, what sports are. We know that rugby and cricket comes first, and then soccer and athletics. Those are the main sports in this country that's always run things. So yeah, for me, it kind of, it was different having to adjust to not just come and play, but also be a teacher and take it step by step with some of these guys, because things that I think automatically I'm like, you should know that, and then I'm just like, but if you're never taught that, it's hard. You can't be expected to know something if you've never taught this.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Proper technique on defense, doing certain things the right way, and the work ethic that comes with it. I don't think guys in SA, there's some guys that have work ethic, but then a lot of times it's not just about how hard you work, it's about being smart as well. You could work hard, but if you're not doing the right thing, it's still not going to translate the right way. So that's what a lot of these guys have actually, they've taken the time to really just absorb things. Guys like Lebel and Somosa, they're around me all the time. And, if they've taken the time to really see what it takes to be a pro at this level, that you spend... people think it's nice being a pro basketball player or a pro athlete, but they don't see that you're,
It's work.
People spend 7 to 8 hours a day working. You spend 7 hours a day training.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Your body's the investment. So, and off the court, it's not just on the court. The training is the off the court things. It's the diet. What you're putting into your system to get out of it. That's usually what happens.
It's a diet, my man.
I've been skipping those, so.
We all know, but that's the thing that happens. Your body's a machine, and so whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. It's the same thing as a car. If you're putting in, bad petrol,
That's
it
right.
messes with the car.
There you go.
You don't get good mileage. So then, the better you take care of your body, you start realizing at a younger age, you might be able, when you're 21, 22, you can eat McDonald's and KFC, and you're not going to put on weight. And now, I'm 29. I'm still in my prime, but I've started to realize, I take care of myself better. I don't eat junk food as much. Here and there, you got to curb your cravings a little bit and have something. But those are the type of things that these guys are really learning. And for me, it's kind of nice to be able to teach these guys this so they can see what it takes. Because obviously the major goal with this thing, obviously we want to win BAL. But there's also the thing that we want to get these South African guys opportunities to play overseas.
There you go.
Change their lives. If Moose has all the talent when it comes to athleticism and size, he just never got a chance to get out of this country. That kid growing up in America, it would have been a whole different story.
Instant,
right?
yeah.
You have 6'8", 6'9" that jumps out the gym, who has good hands, good feet. He runs well, moves well. So guys like that, really would have had an opportunity growing up in the States, but growing up in this country, they just weren't.
Just goes to waste.
It's kind of the way it is, and so for me, that's something that it's nice to come back home and do that, because we have all the talent in the world in this country. I mean, we got athletes everywhere. Most of the athletes here, when you're young, they take you and like, oh, we're gonna give you a rugby scholarship. Let's go. What
can you do? They're
we-
paying for your school. You're going to say yes?
We keep losing out. Yeah.
So, but now we actually have an opportunity to change the landscape of that with this. And for me, after my level of experience, coming back here, I can really show these guys what it takes every single day to be a pro, and then show them that what life you can live if you really make the best of it. Because most people in SA, unless you manage to get out and do something really well, it's a grind every day just to put food on the table and pay the bills.
Absolutely.
If you do this thing right,
Man.
you can live nicely. You can take care of your family for the rest of it, and you can make sure that when your kids grow up, they're good.
And I'm saying, people do not know until you live a life of passion. You haven't lived.
Of course.
Because all it is a grind. You hate what you do. You know you got a passion that you'll do anything for and leave and come back to. But you literally have to do what you got to do to stay playing, but also going to work,
Becomes-
whatever.
yeah.
Until you do what you love, you haven't lived. And this is the opportunity that you talk about.
Yeah, these guys can see now that because most SA basketball players, I remember coming back here in 2017, first time I really saw the SA basketball scene. Because I left in Jan of '04. My dad took me to the States. The first time I came back to SA was that May of 2017 when I came to go to the Bricks games. And then I realized, these guys they work 9 to 5. They got to take 2 weeks leave, so we can have a week and a half of training camp and then go play a tournament.
That's unheard of in most countries.
And that just can't happen. And that's why the level of basketball here doesn't grow, because guys doesn't have the opportunity to be able to make a living off this sport, especially not in BNL. BNL at first, years ago when it started up, it had a good vision.
Trust.
It had a good vision, and now it's just, it's kind of a mess, So, I don't want to speak on that situation too much, but these guys can now see that, if you love what you do and you put your time into it every day, then it's not like a chore to get up every morning and go do it.
Because
some people, there's some people that hate their lives,
Sure.
but they do it because they know it's going to put food on the table.
That's right.
So, but now when you're doing this, you're like, hey, man, I'm about to go work out. This is my job.
Correct.
I'm getting up in the morning at, get up at 5:30, get your breakfast in. At 7 a.m., we're in the gym. 7 to 9, skill session. Get back to the house. You relax. You eat a little bit. Go lift. Get your mobility work in. Nighttime team practice. And, this is a blessing, and some of these guys can understand what now it can be a difference. That's where every day you just wake up with that hunger just to get better, because if you keep doing what you do, you're going to be playing the sport that you love and making the best of it, and you're supporting your whole family and preparing your whole future with it.
True. I'll tell you, I see your work in training guys on how to be professionals as one brick, but the whole Tigers team is one big brick that we can all build on. But we don't want to take too much of his time. We got a few more guys that we need to interview.
And
So I wish him the best. I wish the team the best. And we're all behind you, and I'm hoping that people will also start changing their attitude towards the Tigers. The Tigers are now representing South Africa, and we wish you the best.
Absolutely.
That you go past the qualifiers with ease and prepare really for the big championship right at the end of BAL.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate this opportunity to speak with you guys. But that's just one thing I want to ask all the people. Hey, understand there's rivalries before that. It was the SA Club Championships.
Yeah.
But now understand that it's bigger than that.
Correct.
That's right.
We're representing SA, and if we can have a team from SA representing in ball and winning a ball championship, let's all get behind this. Let's get behind the sport itself and building this towards the future for our kids.
Absolute.
Think about the youth. Don't think about everything that's going on right now. Think about the youth and what we could potentially have in this country.
That's right.
Where we could potentially be a powerhouse. When they talk about, Afrobasket, they don't just talk about Nigeria and Senegal and Tunisia. They're like, hey, South Africa.
Need to go over there to the south. Yeah.
South Africa's coming.
Real.
South Africa's coming, and
It's
that's
real.
where we want to do everything.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
sir.
very much.
Good luck.
Thanks very much, P.
Yep, that's the captain, right?
That's the captain, and you definitely want to hear that from the captain, and his leadership and everything that he continues to do within the team and with some of his peers. So, what a beautiful moment there with the captain, man.
Yeah.
And now I think we have with us one of the more talked about players ever since he came into the country. He's been on a lot of people's mouths. And up your experience of South Africa up to now.
Beautiful. As soon as I landed in Cape Town, I was able to, take notice of the beauty there. And obviously, I've found myself. This is my second time in Johannesburg, so I'm still getting used to it. But the culture is definitely something that is warming. I'm African. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not a shock in any way as far as the culture here. So I'm embracing everything.
So, African, talk about your origins in Nigeria, your upbringing, and how we got here to this moment.
So my parents are from the east side of Lagos, Nigeria. They come from two villages. From the village of Enugu is where my mother's from, and my father is from the village of Abatete. We are from the Igbo tribe,
Yes,
so
sir.
my language is Igbo.
All right, all right.
But they moved over to the States, and me and my sisters, we grew up Nigerian in America.
Right.
So we're first generation Americans.
Absolute,
Right.
absolute.
So naturally, our culture, our tradition, our values are rooted
Nigeria.
from the east side of
That's right.
Lagos.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
A lot of what brought me here to this point is basketball. It's taken on its own trajectory in the United States. So that was the first thing that I saw growing up. I'm watching on TV. I'm like, I want to be him. I want to be him. And Hakeem Olajuwon,
Of course.
one of the greatest African basketballers to play,
Man.
the sport. So I took after him. I wanted to be him. I wanted to mimic him. And so, here we are today.
Yeah.
A lot has happened since then, but I've gone on to play in the NBA and play in various places. So I'm just thankful to still be doing what I love. And again, not only representing my country, but representing the continent.
So humble us a little bit. Look at a kid who's watching the NBA now, which is pretty much the only real basketball game you can watch. I mean, you can watch Euro League and the rest of it, but all the kids probably around Africa wants to go to the US and play in the NBA. You were in the US, probably play at the highest level, but you end up in South Africa. Humble us in terms of the difference and how hard it is to actually get to the NBA.
It's one of the hardest things that I had to ever try to accomplish. It's a feat that it nearly didn't happen. It's something that I used the emotional climate that went on in my household to now strive for greater. So I how should I say? I turn my pain into compensation, so to speak. You get what I'm saying?
Absolute.
So I think most kids, when they see me, hopefully they can now, and not only myself but my teammates as well, they can now have a figure to say, hey, I want to do it like him.
Right.
I'm homegrown, even though I grew up in the States. I'm African.
Right.
So that dream and that visualization it should be real, and that
Absolutely.
to connect the two as far as a sport that started in the States, but can change lives of many wherever you grow up.
Absolute. Absolute.
It's something that I want to be able to bridge the two and say it's very possible.
So you also feel that your transition here is to get back to the States and play at the highest level in the NBA, which I suppose every player's dream, or you open to whatever happens as long as you still playing the game?
So that's a good question. I think naturally the trajectory that God has for you, He has for you. I've done many great things in the state side, and I'm continuing to do things on the African side. I think I'd be selling myself short if I didn't say I want to connect NBA and Africa together.
Correct.
And have a seat at the table, and however that manifests for me in the future. So I'm carrying myself as such, and that's something that I quietly talk about with myself and certain goals that I set. So I wouldn't say that I would turn down an NBA opportunity, but again, if I'm definitely not selling myself short in any way, just in impacting here first, Africa first. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I think Nigeria did quite well leading up to the Olympics. And I don't know how much contact you are with the federations and everything over there. But your feeling, especially after Nigeria defeated the US, leading up to that, your feeling or thoughts as far as playing for the national team is concerned?
That was a big game. That was a big game for African people as a whole.
Yeah.
That was a big game for black people around the world. It bridged the gap as far as, hey, we can play too. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On its simplest form, we can play as well.
Sure.
The spotlight is now going to continually be shined on African players. And I'm glad we were able to represent, being Nigeria, we was able to represent the entire continent in that game.
Correct.
Even though it wasn't an actual Olympic game,
Yeah.
it was still a game that, hey, you put on your shorts the same way as I put on my shorts.
Correct.
And then, to answer the back end of your question, it's a no-brainer that more kids, because of that game and the spotlight that was on it, they're going to want to play for their respective countries, be it Nigeria, be it South Africa, be it Senegal, and so on and such.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think many kids, they can aspire to say, hey, I want to go and represent my country and try to build it up the same way Nigeria did. And it took time, and it took hard work, and it took a collective, cohesive, organic movement to do that. So that was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Big
And
time.
yeah.
Big time. Big time.
My man, thank you so much. We got one more. Is it one or two?
I think we got one more.
One more. Yeah, but first, first, my man's here from Paris basketball, and then we can do
Evans?
that. Yeah, Evans, right?
But Evans.
Evans. Yeah.
But
thank you very much
Ben,
for coming out, Ben. Thank you so much.
Good luck with
Thank you so
everything,
much.
man.
Yeah.
We all watching, and we all got our flags and fists up, cheering you guys on. All of the best.
All the best,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our man, Ben Uzo.
Ben Uzo. Now it's Evans who?
Oratile. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Hey, what's good, man?
Yo,
Evans, how you doing, my brother?
My man's.
How you doing?
Peace.
Yeah. There we go. This is for you. I said, no, we can't be doing all this duck skin care. So
We gotta get that splash, brother.
You gotta get a splash, brother, because come on now. Come on, we call them yellow bones here in South Africa. Yellow bones, yeah. But
Well, all over else they call them red bones, but over here it's yellow bones. Yeah.
yellow bones, the Splash Brothers right here.
That's
man,
right. That's right.
Welcome to the show. This show is called The Brick. It's not when you miss a shot and you're breaking. We're saying people must bring their own little brick, whether it be a player, a game, organizer, administrator, whatever it is that you are doing in the corners of South Africa. You bring your brick, you help build South Africa. That's what this show is about. And we're really, really privileged to have you around. And we just want to know a little bit about you, what it is that excited you about this amazing place, and what it is that you think you're going to achieve with this that we're here to do. Obviously it's all about qualifying. Not too worried about that. I think you guys will qualify just fine. Mozambique might have something to say about that, but I still think you're going to qualify.
We got it.
But when it gets to the big stage, which is the ball, that's where it's really going to get interesting. But apparently we're winning all of this. But before we get into all of that, tell us about your origins. I believe you played in Paris, and there's some roots in terms of South Africa. What's that all about?
Well, actually, it's funny that you say that. I do have roots as far as South Africa. So my great parents were born in Johannesburg.
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 You can say Joburg. Joburg. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
So he was born here, and
Thabo Folosha also is got roots here. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So so his last name is actually Pretorius. So it's from that side.
Okay.
I'm just finding things out as I go.
Wow.
And
you didn't know anything about this before you got here?
Well, yes, I did.
Okay.
Before I got the opportunity here, I kind of talked to my mom a little bit about it, and she kind of told me a little bit of what was going on, and that got me excited. So that was also one of the reasons why I thought it was just so perfect. You know? So it's a new team.
Welcome back home.
Yes. It's a new team. It's a great experience to, really put the country on the map. I would say. So yeah, I think with the right pieces that we have here, we can do some damage.
And where do you feel you are from? What is your what is your nationality as you view it? I mean, I know it's a mixture of a whole lot of things, but
Yeah, so I was born in France,
okay.
and I would say I grew up in the United States.
Ah, okay.
So I moved when I was around 12 years old, and so that's pretty much where I live.
And the transition back to
But
Paris basketball.
So the transition back was through. It wasn't really. It was kind of a. It kind of just happened, I would say. So I was playing with national team. Both my parents was born in Central African Republic.
Okay.
So I decided to play with them, just for my parents. And with that situation, that led me into Paris basketball. And that happened, and I was there for 3 years. And then after that, I was like, I was looking to get something new. You know what I mean? And that came along through Ben, that I played with in Paris. And he had this job, and I really trust him. He's one of the person that I talk to. So and when he came with me with that, it was just, and then with everything that happened that I'm learning as I go, it was just perfect.
It's just coming back 360.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
incredible. That's
360.
incredible, man. Yeah.
I believe you're a sniper yourself from the three. Is that a yellow boat thing? Steph Curry on them, or what's going on there?
I think so. Because it's very true. That's very true. So I think so.
All right, so that means the guys must be careful when the man is by the three.
Absolutely.
Just like you.
And I mean, hey,
with
man,
a little bit of range.
you have to have a bit of range. Can't get the shoes dirty.
You gotta have a Draymond. You got the Splash Brothers. You gotta have a Draymond.
That's right. Let me tell you. You know what I mean? You got it. You got it right there. So we are looking forward to seeing more of you guys play. As you grow together within your chemistry and everything, because the gameplay part of it is not really. There's no question about that. That the talent within the team is just there. So we are definitely looking forward to seeing you guys grow together as far as the chemistry element is concerned, and ultimately the success that we're all looking at. You know what I mean? So just on my end, man, good luck with everything. Continue to enjoy the country. Continue to hopefully learn about yourself and the origins,
For sure.
The family and all that, man. But we're definitely looking forward to seeing more of you, man.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think y'all welcomed me very well so far.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, I hope South Africa really does well, and you guys are a big brick in building South Africa, and I believe that if this continues, it'll inspire other people to build solid, big teams like this, and hopefully we can have a really, really good national championship or national league going, so that, I believe that, there's people out there with money, they just don't know where to place it in basketball.
Correct.
And what you guys have done have probably showed some people that actually there could be something that can be done with basketball from ground up. And I'm hoping that you'll enjoy it enough to stick around. But obviously, if other opportunities come up elsewhere in the world, more than welcome for you to go out there. But the fact that you're here is what we must celebrate.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for being here.
Like you said, it's bigger than basketball.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Good to see you, man.
Right,
And welcome here and
Thanks for
enjoy
having
it.
me.
And
Absolutely.
You must win.
Man.
Must.
Come on, man. So there it is, man. Evans in the house. Got South African blood, so I guess he might stick around.
Hey, man, stick around for that home cooking.
Home cooking, baby. But I tell you, South Africa is so amazing. People who don't travel don't know just how much people actually appreciate that.
And
this is amazing right here.
Let me tell you, I think it took me going overseas to see just how beautiful South Africa is.
Let them know.
So I remember being in Australia, in Perth, about 2014.
Let them know.
And you sitting there looking around, and you're like, okay, I can so feel that I'm not at home. And that remembrance, and it gets you missing home, man.
Right.
So it's so much to appreciate when you see guys coming from overseas, coming into the country, and it's genuine when they say they love the country.
I love the country and I live here. So anybody else who tells me different,
You know what I mean?
I don't know what they're talking about, because this right here, it really is where it's at. I mean, I could not. Okay, let me also say I've been overseas
A couple of times. You must easily have the most decorated passport.
but I lived in Belgium for a while.
There you go.
And let me tell you something, man. I literally returned a ticket when they asked me to come and finish off my masters.
Yeah.
Hello, come on and sit here, beautiful.
And so talking about talking about things that people people or things that people appreciate about South Africa.
Right.
I had a friend of mine a few years ago that would always say, "Man, the women here." Right.
Ooh.
And true to that, I think our next guest.
Okay.
She's a very great friend, very beautiful, and she continues to do a lot of great work. You know, from moms all the way now in Cape Town.
Okay.
I think it was before the pandemic that she was organizing a couple of tournaments in Cape Town. So here she is now, a few days later, chilling on the brick.
That's right.
So
Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome, Miss Oratile.
Thank you so much for having me. Nice to see you. It's been forever.
Right.
Since I moved, I swear, since I moved from Pretoria, I haven't seen everyone. I think the only time you guys got to see me was when I actually hosted. And they were like, oh, she's still around.
Absolutely.
But we can't blame you because it's not like anybody was doing anything in basketball.
Which is the thing, because
Exactly.
I mean, I grew up in Pretoria, Momeledi, and
Wait,
my
until
Uber
she
driver
starts.
thought I'm Indian. I'm like, wait, Indian? No offense, but yeah. I moved to Cape Town in 2019, literally the first and second year. I'm one person. My weekends are primarily made up of going to basketball games. He knows we would literally be there Thursday, Fridays, through to Sunday. We'd be at games. Moved to Cape Town, and we saw none of that. And I was like, someone has to do something about it.
Right.
And clearly no one was stepping up to it. So I was like, let me take it upon myself. That's when the Summer League was born.
The brick.
She's been laying bricks.
She's been laying
She's
bricks.
been laying bricks all along, man. And wait until she starts speaking German.
Oh.
Nine.
Hold
No.
on. Don't
Don't do that. Yeah, I speak German on a daily now. So if anything, I try to run away from speaking that language as much as I can.
Okay.
There you go. So now speak about the Summer League, you know, the games and all that. I know there was the interruption by the pandemic and everything. What's everything now? How's everything sitting and looking now?
I mean, even with the first one, before I got to host, it was quite a bit of a hassle because we literally took the chance when we got to level 1. Good thing I had already started planning before we got to level 1. So when we hopped into level 1, I was just like, let me take this chance while we still can. But with now, it's even more difficult because I have a lot of young kids that are involved in the tournament. So now with school being disrupted as well, then I'll have to focus on exams. So I'm not going to be able to do it around the same time as I did it last year. So it's probably going to be towards end of November into December so that we can have as much participation as we can. Because with the response that I got, a lot of people had been waiting for something like that.
Of course.
So the response and allowing people to actually participate is something that I look very much into. So if I'm going to be able to host it again, I want to make sure that I still get the same people, if not more numbers, involved with the second one, which is going to be a little different, but I can't say too much.
Of course.
Oh, tell us your connection with the Tigers. What are you there? Why?
Oh, I mean,
why are you here? What's going
I'm
on?
kind of like the first lady in basketball right now.
Of course. Hey, man.
I can give myself that title. So, and I have quite good relationships in terms of basketball. So, it was a matter of meeting with the right people at the right times, having the right conversations. That's literally how I got involved and took up interest in the team.
So, so the other day I texted you regarding what I think you should be doing within the Tigers, and unaware that you are already involved with the team. You know, so how much leeway do you have within the team and the work that you're doing?
I feel like from my observation, there's quite a lot that I can personally do, which is a conversation that's also going to be had as time goes. But definitely what you mentioned is something that I've been looking forward to doing because, I mean, you know how I've been in this space and I have a passion. A lot of people keep asking me, yo, but you're so involved in basketball. We've never seen you play. I mean, I can play.
They don't know
Probably not the best on the court, but I mean, I can run things behind,
Of
and
course.
that's where my passion is.
about the heart.
That's where the heart is. So I don't need to be on the court to make
course.
things happen on the court, which is something also has been a distinct feature in terms of my personal brand and my influence in basketball.
Correct.
Because in Cape Town, when I came on the scene, they were like, who is this young lady who just thinks she can tell these gentlemen what to do?
Correct.
It was a hassle. It was a hassle because then it becomes, what do we even call it? Because it's difficult to have people look at a female that just comes on the scene and does things and not just talk.
Correct.
So it's like, what can we do to actually challenge her? Which is something that I had to deal with
Correct.
on so many levels. But I stood my ground. I'm still gonna stand my ground.
You're still here.
I'm still gonna stand my ground, and I'm
so-
still here. And my thing is, it's not even just about the image. I see the bigger picture, and I want to build towards a bigger picture. I mean, I'm a mom of a boy who I hope might play basketball at one point in his life, but if he chooses not to, it's fine.
You're at the
There's
right place.
plenty
He's at the
other-
right place.
There's plenty other kids that literally are waiting on opportunities like this that I'm doing. I mean, it's not the biggest stuff that I'm doing, but whatever little I can do, I'm more than willing to partake in it.
Each and every brick counts.
Every single brick counts.
Brick by brick, we built.
Absolutely, man. So no, and how's it going with the TV show? You've got a TV show that you.
Oh
do?
yes, I actually, well, shortly after moving to Cape Town, I joined a station, Cape Town TV. I was a presenter on one of their music shows, but I was just freelancing, so I stopped for a bit because speaking German got a bit more intense.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
right.
do that a bit more than I used to, so I don't really get the time to do the TV stuff as much as I used to, but I just, jump in and every once in a while. Hence, I got to do the interview with the team the other day. I hadn't been working for months, but I literally, when Vince approached me, it was like, yo, you have connections with Cape Town TV. How about you put us on? I mean, we're a Cape Town team. It would only make sense that we get on a Cape Town TV station.
Absolutely.
And I was literally the best person to have that conversation
Of
with.
course.
So I was like, if I'm bringing these people onto the show, can I at least anchor it or co-anchor it?
You
Which
have
I
to.
did.
You have to.
And yeah, it was amazing. It was
yeah.
amazing. I mean, even that was a great experience. Working on TV has been something that's been on my mind for quite some time, and I've been involved with that. You know what? Funny enough, they used to call me TV girl.
TV girl.
Hello,
That's
TV
right.
girl.
You and Boneo, all of them, they call me TV girl. So it manifested with the
Of course.
years. Yeah.
And I think with anything, it comes back from the work, and you can almost see that okay, there's a lot that can be contributed from this point, and it doesn't matter that no one has seen you play, but for the fact that there are certain skills that you have to contribute, and that's why in hindsight you'll always have people thinking that no man, she could do well in a certain space, so continue to put in the work, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much.
And we're looking forward to seeing your growth within the game of basketball, as well as within the team.
Of course. Thank you so much for the opportunity to sit with you guys.
Yeah,
course.
man, you've been
It's been a
great, and thank you
pleasure.
very much for your break.
Thank
Whatever
you.
it is that you're doing in the whichever corner.
Oh,
where
I
you
have
are.
more breaks to bring to
Bring all of it.
Of course she does.
Because we gotta build it bit by bit. It's gotta go up. This has
Yeah.
gotta be built, and if it's not built by us, who we expecting to
Who
build?
are we expecting to
So
do it? That's
we doing
literally
our
the question
bit,
we
you
keep.
being your
Yeah.
bit. The Cape Town Tigers are doing their bit. The players are doing their bit, and we're saying to everyone else out
Yeah.
there, stop criticizing a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep it forward.
Welcome the change and
Welcome the
and
change,
the development that
support
comes with it.
Support
course.
it, and let's see if this can be the big break for all of us to build
let's
on.
let's look towards the bigger picture and start building towards that. I
That
feel
is
like
my
that's what
language.
everyone should just keep in mind. The bigger picture, look at it and start building from where you are.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do I give that?
Umorata blind. Ke ne ke
Let's
batla
do
bolele.
so.
Ne ke batla ke a bolele nyana, re ke keng, nga montsho re
Ha o kgona ka bua.
Ah, wa re wa bua.
Imagine
A re wa bua.
that.
E seng ha o tswa Pitori,
Ka
wa
bolela
bolela, e
nna.
manyana.
Ntwana Pitori ka bolela ke bushe.
ngwana o modele.
Stop for nna. Oh, ke le piatla deck.
Bona, le tlapa, cheap.
Botok.
Not good, man. Look, I think we've done enough. There's so many other people that we could be interviewing, but right now, we got to shut it down. I think it's been more than an hour. It's just the break, man, and we have heard from many people out here
Absolutely.
who brought their break, and they told you all about what they're about. And this is a good way to start a
course.
good campaign for the Tigers. Check out the beautiful
Man, listen,
uniform.
I can't wait to have
I
mine
can't
with
wait
my
to have
name
mine.
on it. You know
And
what I
we
mean?
can be out here like
Hey,
wearing this
man.
thing, kind of like
Okay.
talking about
PowerPoint forward
quick, you know?
guard, shooting from the center line. You know what I mean?
Right. Making one every 10, but it's all good.
Quite ambitious on tweet.
But yeah, man, we gotta shut it down. We're saying, yo, this has been Cabbage Juice or Ratile up in the business, and let me tell you what, This is going to be coming to your home every Wednesday, 6 o'clock.
Of course.
If you don't believe it, you better check it out. Not me, not these guys. The credit goes to the production team. We always have to bring,
Of course,
we
man.
have to
Shout
bring
outs
it up to
to
them.
the basketball sheriff.
The sheriff.
Man,
They
listen.
are the team of note.
Best in the business.
Best in the business.
Best
Thank you
in the
very much. Yo,
business. You
this is
already-
KB signing out.